What's up, Pelican Brain?
What's up, spicy potato?
Having a spicy day.
I think you being home too long from having your surgery
Eek.
has changed these weird little things about you.
Yeah, it's made me be able to think about shit that I want to think about and not just be stressed out.
It's also made you talk in the movie theater during movies.
Oh, God. I said like two sentences to you.
You usually don't ever say anything.
Well, I know, but I had to ask you to go get us snackies. That's important. Well, if I would have typed it on my phone and showed it to you, the fucking scary guy would have yelled at me.
That's true.
Yeah. We went to an advanced screening of The Exorcist, and it was the first thing I've done. It's the first time I've left my house since my surgery, so I felt like a weirdo. And yeah, we got to host the screening. They had us do trivia and give away prizes before the screening, and that was cute. We got to talk about the podcast. We got to give people stickers. But that was the whole point of what you're saying was while we were doing that, everybody else was getting snacks. So then the movie was starting and we couldn't go get our fucking snacks. And then it's like 20 minutes in. Noah's like out. Noah's a little while in now. I go, Tenney, are you gonna go get us snacks?
And I did.
And then you were like, shut up, you're talking in the movie.
Now you know why they have people host events like that and they don't do it themselves. Because the audience gets mad when they don't all win.
I know. No, our crowd was pretty sick though. They were funny.
They were funny.
They were into it. I was glad it wasn't just like crusty fucking critic people who like weren't gonna answer the questions and weren't gonna participate. Like we had good crowd participation.
I gave one guy a t-shirt though because he was mad that I didn't call on him. Whatever. If that's the biggest like fuck up of his night,
Yeah.
he's living a golden dream.
Yeah.
So upset that he didn't get a free t-shirt at an advanced screening.
At a free advanced screening.
Right. On free popcorn night.
It was free popcorn night.
That's why the line was so long.
I didn't know that. Sick. That's good. That they should have that every day because we're buying all sorts of other shit anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the internet has been set ablaze with how much everybody hates this fucking movie.
That's fine. It's still going to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was saying to people today. Like, it's October. You think people aren't going to go see a new Exorcist movie? It could be terrible. They're still going.
Yeah.
Yeah. But me and you both admitted that it was way better than we thought it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be really horrible and it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. It's by the same guy who did the last 3 Halloween movies, and he's like, I feel like he's setting a tone. He has like a long game, so he's not just gonna like give you his whole bag of tricks in the first one. You gotta wait.
I feel like he's posturing to be the next, like this generation's John Carpenter.
I like what he does. I thought it looked good.
He takes big swings with movies, but sometimes they miss.
It's true. I mean, he tries to like obviously in Halloween Ends, he changed like killers, kind of, you know. So that was big.
And then that second Halloween was a disaster.
It was a disaster. But then this one, and I decided that this isn't a spoiler because obviously it's in the title. Y'all know there's going to be a fucking exorcism in the movie. Like, spoiler alert. But we were saying that we liked there's different religions introduced into this. So I think his big swing was speaking to the fact that like all religions and non-religious people can be useful in the case of an exorcism, not just Catholicism.
Yeah, I think if you're going for a social message in this movie, they literally say like the important part is that we all work together.
Yeah, and nobody's talking about it. They're like, this movie's terrible, this movie's soulless. I'm like, y'all are missing the whole point of the whole movie.
Yes.
So, I mean, it wasn't genius, but it was fine.
You could cut 30 minutes out of it and it'd be fine.
Yeah, you could cut a lot. It was definitely a slow burn. I don't want 2-hour horror movies. I want a tight 128. That's it.
The two little girls are really good in the movie.
They are really good in the movie. Everybody was good. I don't know what people want anymore. People set out to fucking hate things, and then they're like, okay, well, it was not good or it wasn't great, so I'm allowed to hate it. It's like, why don't you just take it for what it was and go home?
I was just looking at some conversation happening online on the social media sites because somebody was asking a question about like, so there's like a Japanese word, Ronin, and like it gets said in some of the new Star Wars movies. And someone was like, how would the word Ronin be used in a galaxy far, far away? And people are like, it's made up. All of it's made up.
Yeah. Yeah, like what's a C3PO?
Yeah, and then the quote that I kept seeing being posted is from the comic book author Grant Morrison, and he said the problem with comic books is when adults start to read them because they start to ask stupid questions like who inflates the tires on the Batmobile. No one does because it's a fucking comic book and it's all made up.
That's insufferable. Like, exactly. Like, oh, you're gonna nitpick about a horror movie? Like, it's the only space where we can do whatever the fuck we want. Nothing has to make sense. The story doesn't have to make sense. A killer doesn't have to make sense.
People love Friday the 13th. That shit don't make no sense.
No, no,
I
no.
love Friday the 13th. They're bad.
You can put people on a meat grinder. Oh, they're in the next movie? Great. I don't even care how they got here.
Oh, Jason's dead in the first Friday the 13th movie, and then the second one, he is alive?
Yeah. I don't care. Great. I wanted them back anyway. Great decision. People try to make themselves fucking miserable.
Everybody should have a friend like you.
Why?
Because you embrace your not knowing stuff.
I do. I like to admit that I don't know something so I can research it until I want to die.
I just learned a squirrel fact today that I'm very excited about.
Well, tell the audience.
So you have red oaks and you have white oaks, and they have different types of acorns because they're different types of oak trees. And white oaks, when they fall on the ground, they instantly start sprouting to make trees.
Mm-hmm.
And red oaks, they have to sit all winter long on the ground before they start. So squirrels know that. And so they go to the white oaks immediately because they know they're like good and fresh. And so they like eat them up. And then whenever they come to a red oak acorn, that's the one they carry back to their nest and they save it until spring to eat it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because when they're sprouting, they're softer to chew.
Oh, wait. Oh, I get it. But if they're burying those ones that have to go all over the winter, then those are just turning into trees and they're not there when they get back.
No, they know those are the ones that are going to be soft and crunchy in the spring. They don't eat them right now. They bury them because they know they're not going to grow until the springtime.
See, the problem that's going on right now is I'm proving that I'm not as smart as a fucking squirrel. I can't even follow along. Do you want to know the new nickname that I made up for Toad while I've been here going crazy in my house?
Oh, give it to me, I guess.
It's Coco Loco.
Oh, Jesus.
Because he's like chocolate colored, so that's the Coco, and he's crazy. Coco Loco.
That sounds like one of two things to me. It sounds like either an energy drink that's been banned.
It does, yep.
Or like a 1970s child cereal.
Yeah, both.
Do you want your Captain Crunch or do you want some Coco Loco?
I want the Coco Loco.
We got to get to the party store and get like a 6-pack of Coco Loco.
He's my favorite. People think he's crazy when they see his videos online, but y'all should just see him all day long. He's absolutely insane in my house. He just bounces from the front window to the backyard, to the front window to the backyard all day long, to the window to the wall. Oh, anyway, another weird thing was my friend and brow client, DJ Skis, Detroit famous DJ Skis. She listens to our podcast and she's friends with the fucking theremin player from the UFO con. And she told him that we talked about him and now we're internet friends.
Oh, look at that. Didn't that work out nice?
Isn't that crazy? The world is so small.
The world is so small. Everybody's a friend.
So now we know a theremin player if we ever need one, which I'm sure we will.
I used to have a theremin player when I did lectures at like the Magic Bag and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very loose group of friends that I called the Third Alternative Orchestra. And one of them played keyboards, one of them played a theremin, and then one of them played an electric cello.
Cute.
And they would play while I talked.
Cute.
It was a whole thing.
Spooky Sounds Incorporated.
Yep, I would say Atomic Bigfoot, and then someone would go.
You told the Exorcist audience about the Atomic Bigfoot.
I told them about the Atomic Bigfoot, and I told them about seeing Linda Blair pooping.
And there was another lady. You started the talk by saying, "Who else here has been to an exorcism?" And a lady actually fucking raised her hand.
Amazing.
That was crazy.
You know what's crazy too is I don't know if you heard what she said, but she raised her hand and I said, "Oh, how did you like get sponsored?" And she said the Archdiocese of Detroit, which is who sponsored me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wonder if hers was like after or before mine. She was a little bit older than me.
I know we should have information. She was cool as fuck.
I know she was.
Maybe we'll see her at a different screening.
Maybe I'll see her at an exorcism.
Well, maybe we can all go. I'm gonna go. You did another event this past weekend.
Yep, I was on Mackinac Island. Yeah, I got there on when did I get there? Thursday? I think I got there on Thursday.
Yeah.
Drove up with Amy Bruni. We had nice long friend conversation in the car. Nice trip up. Looking at the trees were starting to change. Very beautiful.
Oh, dang, you got to go somewhere in the front seat.
I got to go somewhere in the front seat.
Okay, moving on up.
We got to Mackinac City right as the ferry was leaving. So we stopped and had lunch and drinks. Then we took the next ferry over.
Yep.
And then all the friends were there and it was crazy.
Yeah, it sounded like y'all got a lot of activity this weekend too.
There was so much weird stuff that happened. Like, it was so crazy. Like, there were doppelgängers all over the island. Like, people kept seeing each other, but it wasn't them.
That's so weird.
It was really weird. And then, like, with one of my groups, I was talking about the story that people see, like, a ghost woman standing at the window. And as I was telling that story, our friend Evan took a picture of our friend Michaela, and she's transparent in the picture. Like, it's just a picture of her, but you can see through her in the picture.
What?
It's so weird. There was so much like people seeing other people and they wasn't those people. It was really just insane. It was like not ghosty stuff. It was doppelganger time slip stuff. It was really weird.
Dude, I had a time slip this morning, I swear, because the fucking scary alert, the phone alert went off, right? And
Yep.
I know this is embarrassing, but I was still fucking sleeping, and it woke up me and Toad really bad, and he flipped out, and I looked at my phone and it said one time, and I put it back down so I could like wake up a little bit and lay there. The next time I looked at my phone, it was 2 minutes before the last time I looked at it. I'm like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
What?
I swear.
Did the alarm go off again?
No, it just, the FEMA thing that went off today.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I looked at it. Everybody got it at the same time. So I looked at my phone and then I looked at it again. And it was 2 minutes before. This happened to me not that long ago too. It happened to me in the morning, like in the middle of the night. I looked at my phone, and the next time I looked at it, it was before when I looked at it. I'm like, this don't make no sense. Time slips are real, people.
Nobody's talking about this. What if we've stumbled into a thing where not only climate change is happening, but time change is happening?
Seriously, like something weird is going on. I think a lot of people are experiencing time slips, and not just with like the actual numbers of time, but like with them, like you seeing another version of yourself is a multi-dimensional fucking thing.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Everything's weird. End times, baby. Smoking the out of it.
It was beautiful on Mackinac. There were lots of weird time slips, lots of doppelgangers, lots of weird ghosties, but even better, lots of friends.
Lots of friends. All the friends. Good job.
And I did 2 lectures.
I know. I was going to say that. Yeah. 2 lectures, investigations. We're going to be I don't even know if we've mentioned it on here, but we're going to be at Mid-Michigan Paracon November 4th and 5th in Mount Pleasant. You have a lecture by yourself, and then we also have a separate ticketed What's Up Weirdo gallery fun time hangout time.
Have we figured out what we're going to do for that?
It's going to be like what we do at Stash. It's going to be, we do whatever we want, question time, hangout time, maybe shock some people, give away some prizes.
And then record it and release it somewhere?
We could, but we don't have to.
Okay, we'll determine that. To be determined.
Yeah, but you can buy tickets. And the other thing is, you don't have to buy a ticket to the whole weekend of Mid-Michigan Paracon to come to our side thing. So you can just buy a ticket for that if you can't make it to the whole weekend, or if you don't want to come to the con. I don't know. You have options. Okay, there's options, but it's in Mount Pleasant, right?
I think it's in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, at Soaring Eagle.
Something like that.
But yeah, we have that.
And I'm going to Nebraska this weekend.
And then you're going to England.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess.
Or maybe you are.
Maybe I am. Who knows?
The planning for everything we do is questionable.
I'm just saying, in the past 12 months, I've had 2 European trips fall apart.
Ugh.
So we'll see what happens.
TBD.
TBD. Taken the care of business.
No. Armand. Come on.
The care.
You're such a ridiculous person. Taken the care of business. So here's a story. Years ago, when I went viral for my tattooing stuff, this random German viral news show came here to film me at the tattoo shop that I was working at because they wanted to feature me tattooing people's faces. So they came here and we ended up going out to dinner after. It was like a guy and a girl. That was when I found out about live mics because I said the guy was cute into my fucking lapel mic and it was on. Never make that mistake again once you make it once.
That's right.
So anyway, so we went out to eat and he was telling me about this silly show they have over there. And he didn't say what it was called. He's like, we have this game show and people are naked in these boxes and you see all their business. And then people choose who they want to go on a date with just depending on like their dicks. And I'm like, what? I'm just like, question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm like, you have a dick game show. He's like, yeah. I'm like, we don't have that here. We're not allowed to show that stuff on TV, whatever. So, like, that was the end of it. I'm like, I guess I'll never see it, but that sounds wild. So, anyway, fast forward at 6 years to now, HBO Max very quietly uploaded all 6 seasons of this show. It's called Naked Attraction and it's not blurred at all. So they show you, they start low. So the first notch is literally up to their waist. And you see, and there's women on it, dudes, amputees, couples. It's wild out there, right? So then some people get eliminated and then they rise up more so you can see like their chest. Then some people get eliminated, and then you rise up and you can see their head. And then the last one is they talk when it's down to like 3 people, I think. It's so wild, dude. And there's like so many. This is a UK show, first of all. So there's a lot of things I've learned.
What have you learned?
Well, first of all, you forget, right? Most people listening to this right now, up until this point, are like, okay, I've seen naked bodies before, but wait, it's in the UK. Nobody's cut. Nobody's dicks are cut. They're nobody's circumcised, and it's jarring for me as an American. It's wild out there, and yeah, like 95% of the dicks are uncut. It's fucking wild. So that was one thing that I had to get used to. The second thing that was cool was that a lot of people prefer tattoos or were totally stoked that the people had tattoos as opposed to like people not liking it. I really thought it was more so that a lot of people wouldn't like it, but
So what you're also saying too is all of these peni that are being displayed. Everyone's flaccid.
Yes, they're very scary looking. And
the human penis is not a pretty thing.
No, I know. Well, the human okay. First of all, the show has made me feel like 20 times better about my own body. I swear. I've always been like, oh, my body's fine, but I'm not like a model. But now I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing pretty great, actually. I wish I would have seen this show 20 fucking years ago so I could feel better about myself. But yeah, some dudes on there will straight up have like a micro penis, like a dick like I've never seen in my life. That's like, and their hands are laying at their sides and you can see that their penis is like smaller than their fucking thumb or a lot smaller than their thumb, a lot smaller than what would possess you to go on a show if you had a fucking micro penis?
Penises go through a variety of sizes throughout the day.
I know, but some will never go through what they need to go through. Oh, it's just like the craziest thing you've
But
ever
I'm
watched.
saying like people who have large or extremely large breasts.
Yeah.
Like there's no time in the day when you're flat chested with just a nipple.
Yeah, you're right.
Men, it's like a very vast sliding scale.
Yeah, they go through that too when you're watching. They're like, maybe he's a grower, maybe he's whatever. Like they fully recognize that because some people are fucking huge when they're just doing nothing. So, but it's very interesting. But it's also it sounds evil as fuck. First of all, this all sounds terrible, but they're so body positive and so fucking nice. And there's like the host is so lovely. She says the nicest stuff. She's so like respectful of everybody. And then there's a really cute part when it gets down to the last 2 people. Okay, that's the thing too. It gets down to 2 people, and then the person choosing has to go get naked too. So when she stands in front of, or she or he stands in front of the person they're picking, they get to see them too because it's only fair, right? So while they're waiting for the chooser to come back, the host has the 2 people that are left say something about each other that they would like to have of theirs. Like, what do you like about their body, or what do you know? It's so nice. Like the people say the nicest shit. It's really cute. cute and wholesome. Even though it doesn't sound wholesome at all, but
It sounds nice. I don't need it in my life.
I know it's a lot. Oh, the other thing I realized, listen, there's two more things that are crazy that I didn't know was like intricacies of fucking being over there. One, I know America does a lot of fucked up shit to us. We don't have health insurance. We don't, whatever the fuck. Where our water is fucked, our air is fucked, everything's fucked. I get that. But thank fucking Christ. America put fluoride in our water or whatever the fuck they did because teeth over there are bonkers, dude. And people don't care. And in between all of the choosing and all of the whatever the rounds, they give these facts. And one of the facts, I'm not even kidding right now, one of the facts that they said was a study shows that 40% of Brits don't brush their teeth once a day. What?
Listen, as a person with terrible teeth, through no fault of my own, I will tell you that I will take dirty teeth, but a full mouth of teeth over a good looking tooth, but it's the only tooth in your head.
I don't know. It's like they all have all their teeth, but they just
That's
look.
what I'm saying. Of course they do.
Yeah, it's just like it's not like it is over here. Almost like literally probably a big percent of people in America have pretty damn good teeth. It's like over there, I'm telling you, like maybe 1% out of 10 episodes has good teeth. It's fucking crazy to me.
The show that I watch called The Repair Shop, which I love, and people can
Mhm.
watch it on YouTube. New episodes drop every Sunday. The host of the show, Jay,
Mm,
straight up, one of his front teeth is black.
That's insane. Yeah, that would never happen here.
No one cares.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As a matter of fact, there was an episode where they were restoring, I think, like a porcelain vase, and she was painting it white, and Jay goes, maybe if you got a little bit of that left, you can throw it on my tooth. And they both laugh.
Yeah, if that's like the baseline over there, I'm sure nobody notices. Like those newer like influencer people and rich people getting those crazy fake big white horse teeth when they go over there, that must be really jarring for everybody.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. So that's like one thing. And then like the last thing that I noticed was there is like heavy prejudice over there on accents from different regions in the same fucking place.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy to me. Like the second they open their mouth, and it's like, and at first I'm like, is it because they don't like it because of the way that sounds? If is it like a twang? I thought it was like a sound, but it's not a sound. It's fucking like societal. Like
Mhm.
it's if you're rich or poor, and they can tell from how you fucking talk or something. Like your region speaks to your like how affluent you are, and then if you are from a certain region, they fucking dump you. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm like, on our side, if you're just listening from our side, I'm like, y'all have the exact same fucking accent. Y'all just sound British, but they can tell the intricacies of the accents, and they're so judgy.
But I mean, if you took the people, everyone in the United States, and shoved them into a country the size of England, which is like Michigan size,
Yeah.
and so, I mean, and people were still keeping like their Southern accents, their Texas accents, their New York accents, and they were all in Michigan, I feel like it would be the same way.
I know. I guess it's just I don't know.
It is strange when you watch English shows because they'll be like, as soon as, like you said, as soon as someone talks, they're like, oh, you're from Smithington, Terrytown.
Literally, they do that on this show. I'm like, how did you even know y'all? So you sound the same when you talk.
Yeah. And the other person is like, I'm from Smithington, Tenneytown.
I swear. I swear. I swear. It's like those places sound the same and you both talk the same, but you literally hate each other now.
So silly.
It's crazy. I'm learning a lot on there. And they have like weird slang too, like that I'm learning. I don't know. I love it, but I've binged like 3 seasons. I had to take a break though. I'm like, I can't look at naked people all day. That's weird.
I think my favorite English slang is chuffed.
Hang on. That means happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. She says keks. Keks are pants.
Yeah.
Keks. And then your kit is like your whole outfit.
Right.
And then what else do they say?
Do you have anything in your boot?
That's a trunk.
That's the trunk of your car.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like chuffed so much.
I know I like Chuffed too. That's cute. But yeah, it's a good show. It's just like a train wreck. I love watching a train wreck. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, and you like looking at dicks, so.
I really don't. I don't like looking at anyways. That's the thing too, is y'all think this is like, ooh, hee, they're gonna see him from across the room. You should see the fucking high def shots of everybody's fucking genitals that are on this show. I sit here with my windows open during the day and I'm like, somebody's gonna walk past my house and see a fucking dick on the TV, like in a bright colored box. Like it's that close. You can see pores. It's fucking insane.
I don't need it.
I know you don't, but some people are going to be like, well, I'm turning this on. So get back to me if you love it or if you hate it. Oh, and I'm forgetting a big part too. after they choose, they show footage of the little date that they have to go on after, and obviously they go in their clothes, and most times it's an absolute fucking disaster. And then after the little date, they show an update where they come to this little couch and say how it went or if they're still together. And most of the time, and a lot of people end up, you can tell, just straight up just like went on a date and fucked each other even though they don't know each other. And then they get back to the couch and they're like, yeah, we had a nice time that night, but they never called me again. I'm like, well, this is fucking awkward. Crazy. The show has everything. It literally has everything. But anyway, it's called Naked Attraction. Again, if you guys missed the name of it. And it's genius. Sad to report, it's genius.
Oh, I have to tell you, sometime this week, I started to tell you at the movies, sometime this week, I'm releasing my list of the top 10 haunted cities in Michigan for 2023. Ooh.
Do you want to give people a preview? Do you want to say like one?
I'll give people number 4.
Okay, what is it?
Number 4 is Mount Clemens, Michigan.
That's a good one.
I got a lot of reports this year from people who saw a glowing person walking along the Clinton River. And I don't know what that's all about, but they were coming in all year long. Different people seeing a glowing person floating along the Clinton River. So Mount Clemens is number 4.
I like it. Like floating, like walking down the river walk, or like floating on the water?
Like on the river walk.
Cute. Maybe we should go look for it.
Who knows? I'll give you one more.
What?
Number 6, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Nice.
Once again, the reason I put it on the list, I got a ton of reports about a floating female on the Blue Walk Bridge in downtown Grand Rapids. So a lot of floating ghosties this year.
Do you think, and I've heard obviously this on ghost shows and in lectures and stuff before, like that water is like a conductor for energy. So a lot, like maybe Michigan has more ghosts than a lot of places because we're just fucking inundated with water.
Yeah. Whenever you watch ghost shows and you hear people talk about like what are all the environmental influences that could be affecting hauntings and why are certain places haunted, it always has to do with like granite or like crystalline rocks and water. So if you look at like most prisons are built near giant riverways or waterways because it has to have a fresh supply of water, and most prisons are built out of giant pieces of granite and stone which contain crystalline structures. And so like, is it acting as a giant recording device? Maybe. Who knows? Nobody knows.
Do you know another thing I watched, speaking of the UK? Do you remember? I don't remember at all, but from how they described her, it sounds like people do know who she was. Do you know who Jill Dando was? The BBC News lady who got killed?
No.
There's a Netflix doc called Who Killed Jill Dando, and it was actually really good. And they were like, compare her to like fucking Princess Diana. Like she was like the nation's sweetheart and everybody loved her. And she got killed, I want to say 2 years after Princess Diana. And they kind of looked like each other. But she remember like Joan London here. She seemed like it was like that. Just like everybody knew who she was. She was beloved everywhere she went. Everybody flipped out. And that was the other thing too that tied back to Naked Attraction was when it was so funny too, because I was like, that was when I was starting to realize that the people on Naked Attraction were like hating each other over their accents. When they talked about Jill Dando, they were like, yeah, everybody loved her. Her accent was they called it a classless accent. Like she wasn't rich and she wasn't poor. She appealed to everybody. I'm like, this is wild that y'all are so wrapped up in your accents. But anyway, yeah, she got shot right outside her fucking house and they still haven't solved it.
Also, side note, just because of the way you said it.
What?
Joan London is still alive.
Well, no, I know. I know. I was just like trying to like make a parallel. She was like that. Like it seemed like everybody just like woke up and watched her every day. So everybody knew who she was. But yeah, that was a wild doc. You're
just spinning me off into a weird thought that I'm having.
What?
When you were a little kid growing up, before you went to school, what did you watch on TV? Did you watch anything?
I watched 2 different things. I got into the Today Show for a long time. I like loved Matt Lauer. And when Matt Lauer had his fall from grace, that hit me really hard. I fucking loved him. And then 2, I used to watch Headline News in the morning with this really pretty lady, and I don't remember her name right now.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, I used to watch like the Channel 7 early morning news with my parents, and then we would start to watch Good Morning America, then I would go to school. Kids don't watch news when they wake up now, do they?
I doubt it. No, I did that every morning. I would do my makeup, I would eat my breakfast and watch like an hour of fucking news as like a child. Why did I do that?
Because that's what you did.
I liked knowing things. I've always liked knowing things. Obviously, that's the whole point of
I
like.
mean, I think I like to do it because it gave me kind of time with my parents.
Mhm.
Like they were drinking coffee and I was eating some Coco Loco. And I was like, who's Yasser Arafat? Maybe just eat your Coco Loco.
See, it wasn't that. I had a TV in my room, so it definitely wasn't like a family time.
Jeez, what pretty princess with a TV in her room.
Sorry.
You know how long it took me to figure out that like so many things I had, by the time I got a TV in my room, it was a little like 10-inch screen black and white television set.
Mm-hmm.
I freaked out when I started finding out that stuff was in color.
Didn't you have a living room TV that was in color?
Yeah, but I mean, once I got a TV, I didn't watch TV in the living room.
Yeah.
I would still watch it in my room.
Yeah. I wish I could remember the name of the lady that was on Headline News that I used to watch. I can't remember. Somebody will tell me. Or I'll Google it or I'll forget about it.
And I watched Captain Kangaroo on the weekends.
That was before my time, sir.
Did you ever watch Mr. Rogers?
I think it was like kind of, I didn't really watch that either.
My heart's breaking.
Sorry. I was watching this YouTube thing last night of the most screwed up moments in television history. And do you remember that show Xuxa?
No, I do not. S-H.
No, it's Xuxa.
Xuxa.
She was like blonde. I think she sang.
I do
Well,
remember.
almost
I
like
remember this. I blocked it from my mind. Yes.
Literally, yeah. I think she was like Canadian or Australian. I don't fucking remember. It was something like it felt like Gem or something. Do you remember Gem?
Yes, Gem and the Misfits.
Yeah, she was like a real life Gem kind of. Anyway, she would do like singing numbers, and I literally don't really remember anything else about the show because I don't know. But there was one of the moments they showed on this thing that I didn't know happened, and I don't know if this was like the ending of her show, but she had a set that was like a UFO, like a giant silvery UFO, and she got out of it and then did this singing number, and then the fucking whole UFO lit on fire and the whole stage caught on fire and there was a Ferris wheel on the stage too and there was like a small child in the fucking Ferris wheel and then when the UFO lit on fire it almost killed the kid and then somebody on the set had to run in and rescue the child from the fucking fire. Fucking Xuxa almost killed people.
I blocked all of that from my memory.
I know I did too. I didn't remember her name or like her as a person until it came up on the screen and I'm like, holy shit.
She dated Michael Jackson.
She did?
I think so.
That's wild.
I could be fabricating that.
Or just making shit up.
Yes. Do you remember Pencil Box?
No.
Oh, that was a Canadian show I watched growing up.
What was it?
It was on Channel 9. It was just called Pencil Box, and it was like an after-school show for kids. And I don't even really remember what they did.
Huh.
Canada had all those whack shows that I watched when I didn't know what else to watch, like the Beachcombers.
I feel like a lot of the stuff I watched when I was younger wasn't when it was on. It was like I caught it like in reruns or in syndication. That's why like I don't know when she was actually popular or when, like I feel like a lot of stuff that I was into had long been off the air when
Right.
And I used to watch a lot of stuff that like is from your childhood. Like I used to watch Gilligan's Island all the time and fucking.
That's not my childhood. That's like 20 years before me.
Well, okay, then we both just watched shows in syndication our whole childhood.
Yes.
I just feel like, but my point was, I feel like people don't do that anymore. They watch new shit or they watch YouTube shows. They're like, no child now is going to put on Brady Bunch.
No child now, and they should, is going to go on YouTube and find the Hilarious House of Frightenstein. No one's going to watch that.
That sounds cute.
It was a Canadian show, and it was about a werewolf and a vampire and a witch and a monster, and they lived in the House of Frightenstein. And it was on Channel 9, and Vincent Price did the opening credits for it.
That sounds incredible.
It was great. But I bet you now, because I haven't watched it since I was like 8 years old, I bet you it is not great.
We're just going to change the name of your house to the House of Frightenstein.
I take it. I do remember that show's got to be so dated because the Wolfman character was based on Wolfman Jack. And so like any kid now watching this would be like, why is he a DJ and why does he talk that way? Because I don't think anybody that's like under the age of 25 knows who Wolfman Jack is.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm done with that conversation.
Well, tell me what it's from.
Wolfman Jack?
Yeah.
He was like the most popular radio DJ in the 70s.
Why would I know that?
Because he showed up on shows all the time, like Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island stuff. He was like Charo.
I don't remember that at all.
Do you remember Charo?
Yes.
He was like one of those famous people.
I don't remember that.
All right, you're making me feel old. I can't talk about this anymore.
Yeah, sorry, man. The other newer doc that I watched was on HBO Max, and it was called Savior Complex, about this crazy white woman who went to Africa and accidentally killed a bunch of kids. Okay, like when people try and do stuff for homeless people, right? And they do that thing where they're like, okay, we're going to put in a toothbrush and deodorant and a Bible. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Just do it because you're nice. Do it because you're fucking nice.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do. It doesn't have to have anything to do with religion. Do it because they're a human and you're trying to do something fucking nice. Like putting a weird side guilt on them is weird. That's fucking weird behavior. So anyway, so she went to Africa to have a take care of people, do rescue work. I mean, a mission work and do nice stuff for people. But it was all in the name of Jesus. So that already starts weird because guess the fuck what? That's presumptuous. You don't go to another country and put your shit on them. That's fucking weird. That's weird. Why don't you just go do it? Just go there and give them food. That's it. And you don't have to make it weird. So anyway.
This horrible sad documentary. Hearing you spiral, trying to explain it.
I know, I'm sorry. It's just like aggravating. Like there's ways of doing stuff without making it weird. Don't make it fucking weird, and don't put your beliefs on other people, especially other people who are like so desperate for your help. Like that's messed up. That's not cool. That's like trickery. Like don't, oh, you can only have this if I can talk to you about Jesus for an hour. That's fucking weird. That's weird behavior. Sorry. Anyway, so it started out, that's why she went and a bunch of other people went, but then it snowballed into her watching doctors treat these children for a couple years, whatever, administer medication and IVs and whatever, and then she just thought she could do everything. So she started doing all this medical work without a license and then killed literally over 100 children. Not kidding. So then eventually she got shut down. She comes back here. It was a whole fucking mess. And she was pissed that people got her shut down. But also, she was so hard-headed too. This was the other thing. When she got shut down and sent back, if you were trying to go back again, because that was what she seemed like she wanted to do. Like her and her mom ran this foundation together. It did sound like she wanted to go back over there and do more work, right? So while you're here, while you got in trouble, while you're sent home, wouldn't the first fucking thing you would do is sign up for nursing school? Why aren't you trying to do the thing that you're getting in trouble for? But you think you're better than that, and you think you don't need that training, so you're not doing it. That's fucking weird.
Yeah. It's a very controversial topic.
It is. It was very frustrating.
I get into arguments with people about Mother Teresa.
Oh, she did that too?
Mother Teresa. Oh, well, I don't want to get too political and weird because I know people love Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa went to, impoverished countries and told people like your suffering is because people need to suffer like Christ on the cross, that type of thing.
Yeah, why do people do that?
It's not great.
No, it's not great.
No.
It's fine. It's literally fine if you trust me. It's fine if you do whatever you do or believe in whatever you do. But like putting it on other people in the name of like, I'm only doing this nice thing for you because I'm here for Jesus. Like that's not right. That's like weird guilt and weirdness. I don't like it. But then it's like, and that's kind of where I'm sorry, I'm getting heated. But that's like where the documentary kind of went too, because at the end of the day, it was like, okay, so this thing's getting shut down. So like nobody's getting help now. So it's like, what's worse?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough.
It's tough.
So yeah, that was called Savior Complex. It's on HBO Max if you want to watch it and get all.
Listen for all the listeners out there who this might be very touchy subject for, who were raised with a religion. I got no problem with a big G. I got no problem with Jeebus. Like if you're doing good and you're helping people suffer less, if you're trying to create more kindness in the world, it's all great. You don't need to hit them in the head with a Bible.
Exactly.
Just be a nice person.
Be a nice person.
The most spiritually religious, on the track people I've ever known in my life never talked about religion.
Yeah. There's a difference between like what you do on your own and like forcing it on people. Like the forcing is, and also just people who like,
I don't go places and tell people they have to pour cups of coffee to their ancestors if they're like.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be so awkward if you were just like, here's everything I do at my house and you should do it too. Like that's fucking weird. Why would you? No, that's weird.
Yeah, WooPod gets controversial.
I know, but I can switch gears and tell you something really messed up.
Oh no, that wasn't really messed up.
No, well, kind of. Well, yeah, it was, but
All right.
no, but different messed up. So, listen, I told you, I've talked about it on here before. I watch so many true crime things, YouTube shows, docs, whatever the fuck. And not it takes a lot to give me pause to be like, oh, that's one of the most fucked up things I've ever heard, right? So I got another winner the other night of like the most insane thing I've ever heard. I don't remember where it was. I don't remember where the crime happened. I don't think it was here. Something in my brain is saying like Australia or something. I don't really remember. But this girl got abducted, taken by these two hideous fucking men. They basically tried to stab her to death, right? Left her on the side of the road. But she didn't fucking die. She woke up in the field in the middle of fucking nowhere. Well, off the side of the road. And like this is like medically, I don't even fucking understand what happened. She's like awake, realizes her fucking guts are out. Her intestines are out. She fucking stands up. I don't know how she fucking stands up, but she's like, I have to get to the road or I'm gonna die. The story's insane, but like, you know how there's those stories where like 10 different things had to happen to make something else happen?
Yes.
So they had taken all of her clothes from her when she was like in a van or something or in a car. They stabbed her to death, left her on the side of the road. But before they left, they threw her clothes at her out the window. So that was the first like weird advantage. Because when she woke up and realized her guts were out, she saw that her shirt was next to her and she tied it fucking around her waist to keep her guts in. So that worked out good. She's trying to get to the road, right? This is the most craziest thing I've ever heard. I know this is a lot for people. I'm sorry, but I have to say it. Her throat was slashed so bad that her head was almost off, right? She's trying to get to the road and there was a moment where everything went black. She was seeing stuff and then everything went black. And I guess in her head she was like, did I lose my eyesight? Am I dying? Like what just happened? Oh no, her fucking head fell backwards like a fucking Pez dispenser and she couldn't see because she was looking straight up into the dark sky and she thought her vision went away, but it was actually because her head flopped fucking backward. She had to reach behind herself and flop her head back forward. Like, how are you? I can't even cut myself in the fucking shower without almost passing out. And I swear. And you have to flop your head back over while you just tied your shirt around your waist for your fucking guts. Not even kidding. So she gets to the fucking road. She lays herself in the middle of the road. The first car that came by literally kept going, didn't stop. Second car that comes by, car full of people. One of them in there is like a vet tech. Mm-hmm. Thank God. So he kind of knew what to do, kept her stable. They called an ambulance. The ambulance took a fucking hour. An hour. She didn't die. Her and the vet tech guy are still fucking friends, and she lived. Oh, and before she was gonna die, when she thought she was gonna die, the guys were stupid and that attacked her were saying each other's real names out loud. So she wrote their fucking names in the dirt next to herself. Genius. So anyway, she gets to the hospital. She lives. They sew up her neck. They sew up her belly. The guys went to jail. Like, that's insane to you. How do you have that like will that I don't anybody that the doctors are like, I don't know how you like, because there's things in your body that will shut you the fuck down so you can't feel horrible things happening to yourself. And how did she even stay? It's just the craziest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, it's one of those things like people put in extreme situations. There are a multitude of reactions and a multitude of things that can happen. And that's one of them. Some people just want to persist, or the universe just wants them to keep going.
Yeah, she like does like speaking tours now and shit about like, persevering and like stuff. I'm like, that is not, if I heard that lady speaking, I would remember that for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, yeah, like some people are really meant to like do other stuff. Like, is that the meaning of like that? Oh, it wasn't their time. Like, it surely fucking wasn't her time. Because what the fuck else could have like?
You got a hospital surgery and had to lay on a couch for 3 weeks.
I did. I didn't have to flop my head back forwards to like go. I don't even understand. I don't understand. I don't understand having the presence of mind to go, whoops, my head's off.
I don't think that you're thinking very rationally at that point. So I don't think anything is making sense. You're just like, oh, I got to get my guts back inside. Oh, I got to put my head back on.
Yeah, it doesn't even, it's insane. Yeah. You're just like, oh, can't see the road anymore. Better just put my head back on.
Yeah.
Shout out to that lady that I don't know her name. I'm sure I don't even know how you would look it up, but that was nuts. Like I said, I've watched a lot of these and they're pretty standard most of the time, but that one I feel like I'm going to remember for my fucking whole life. I got to channel that lady if I'm ever in some trying times.
Well, this is not ad copy, but do you know how I channel my energy?
What?
Fucking this week Old Town Roasting's been a saving grace.
Oh my gosh.
Kept me alive.
Old Town Roasting.
I mean, that's in my cup that I'm drinking right now.
Oh my god. Yeah, you guys, our lovely sponsor, Old Town Roasting. Christmas is coming up. You can buy the Woo Pod roast for your family, or they have other roasts with really cute bags.
Speaking of sponsor things,
What?
because this was like the first event where Adam Berry had his book on sale for people.
Oh yeah.
So my section of Adam Berry's book is on page 127. So if you bought a copy, I signed like everybody's copy on my page.
Cute.
Very, very cute.
Go to AdamBerryBooks.com.
Or something like that. Ooh.
Pew! AdamBerryBooks.com. Wouldn't it be crazy if I had another story right now that was worse than that one?
Oh my God. I can't take it.
I don't.
I don't want that stuff in my head.
I'm sorry, but it's like, I can't, like, when there is stuff that I literally can't wrap my brain around, I have to tell somebody. I can't just keep that to myself. What am I supposed to do with that information? I like need, and it had a good ending. If she would have died, I probably wouldn't have told that story because that would be terrible. And I wouldn't have that information because nobody would have told it because they would just be dead.
Right. There'd be no story to tell.
I just like that is like, because honestly, and I feel like people feel that way about our podcast too. It's like, okay, like
my friend Stuart lifted up a lawnmower while it was running and cut all 4 of his fingers off. And then, like, before telling anybody, ran around the backyard and picked up all of his fingers.
Yeah, that's insane. I would literally throw up and pass out.
And then the lawnmower would run over you.
Yeah, there's no way. I could not. I get the spins so fucking easily, and there's no way. I do have like a crazy like will to live though, and I'm like very stubborn. So I feel like the pain, I could get through the pain and like get the thing done, but I couldn't look at anything that was going on. Like I wouldn't be able to look at the shit that she was looking at. That's the problem.
Talking about like superpowers in that sense.
Yeah.
You just reminded me. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, John Tenney. But you know, as my friend, what am I that people don't understand?
Freakishly strong.
I am. My neighbors today, I went on the porch and they were like, do you have a wheelbarrow or a hand cart? And I was like, for what? And they were like, we have to get this air conditioning unit out of the bedroom window. And I was like, oh, I'll come over and get it. And they're like, are you going to bring a hand cart or a wheelbarrow? I was like, no, I'll just pull it out and carry it to your garage. And the whole time I was doing it, they just stood there with their mouths open and they were like, how are you that strong? I said, it's a secret superpower.
It is. That's not even saying a lot either, though, because I can pick up a fucking air conditioner. But like you have deadlifted some shit in front of me before, where I was like, that is crazy.
You've lifted an air conditioner out the side of a house window?
I put in both of my air conditioners in my house every single year and carry them back down to the basement all by myself.
Do you put them inside the house?
Yeah.
So you're not lifting them up from outside the house?
Okay, but I still carry them up and down the basement steps all by myself.
Okay, you're very strong too.
I am, but listen, I'm not allowed to lift anything over 15 pounds for 3 more weeks, and I have been wanting you to come over and help me take my air conditioners out.
Well, I'll come over and take your air conditioners out. Do you need that door moved out of your front living room?
No, I just need it put in. There's no other place to put it.
It's only been there for 2 years now.
It hasn't been 2 years. It's been a while, though. Listen, I didn't know that when you buy a door, a new exterior door for your house, it's really a fucking production. If it's not exactly the same size, and if it's done wrong, then you'll have draftiness and it'll be a mess and it won't line up. So basically, what Google told me is I need like a master fucking carpenter to do it.
Didn't Google also tell you could just cut and roll up your lawn?
Yes.
Aren't you going to stop trusting Google pretty soon?
Nothing ever goes as easily as I want it to go is the problem.
It's the problem with the whole world with everybody.
I know, I have big ideas and then the execution is just really stupid most of the time, but anyway.
I think that's all I got.
I know, I think that's all I got too. Tired.
You're not going to go out and party tonight? You want to go out tonight?
No.
Get some drinks? Get your drinks on?
No, it's sweaty and you're not going out. But honestly, maybe I will go out next week. I think I am ready for my triumphant return to Gus's.
All right. Next week we'll go. I'll put something together and you and I will go and have drinks.
You don't have to put anything together.
Well, I'll have to tell you to go because next week you won't want to.
Maybe not.
Is that it? No other breaking news?
I don't think so.
Good. Slow and steady wins the race. Calm waters.
But no, I was going to say something before about, and then you started talking about something else. What I was meaning to say about bringing up gross stories or tough stories was that, and then I was going to try to equate it to our podcast too, because lots of people say, I had this going on in my life, or I've been through this shitty thing, and your podcast is really like makes me feel better. So, what my aim in sometimes saying these screwed up stories is like, hey, maybe somebody at home will be like, hey, my life's not that bad. I blew a tire this week, but at least my head didn't fall off. So like that's good. Like it'll make people see like, oh, glass half full, you know?
I got so many nice comments about the podcast when I was on Mackinac Island from friends and Pates and everybody.
That's so cute.
It's very nice to hear that something that I have such disdain and hatred of is loved by so many people.
You're so stupid. Well, two things, the podcast and me.
All right, I'm done.
All right, get the fuck out of here, loser.
Okay, bye, Dumby.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Who's going to get the last bye today?
Bye.
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 Bye.